There is no doubt that Google has a huge impact on our daily lives. With the exception of e-commerce, it basically owns the entire internet. Let's take a look at Google's biggest acquisitions so far. Google held its IPO on August 19, 2004, but at the time, the company was an unknown. The internet, not to mention the search engine, was growing. At the time of its IPO, Google shares were priced at $85 apiece. Now, 17 years and 232 acquisitions later, Google is not only the world's largest search engine, but it's synonymous with search engine itself. Nobody looks something up on the internet, they Google it. But the company is also much more than its online empire. These acquisition has put Google into industries such as advertising, software, and many more. Reporting on its exciting growing sites, in 2015, Google changed its name to Alphabet. Google owns an estimated 232 companies with total revenue of approximately $20 billion. Most of the businesses Google has acquired are all for their tech. What Google can't do internally, it buys and integrates its services. The companies acquired by Google span in areas such as social media, advertising, and cybersecurity. Google's largest acquisition so far is Motorola Mobility, which it bought for $12.5 billion but later sold to Lenovo for just a quarter of its price. In current Google securities, the largest acquisition agreement was Nest with $3.2 billion. Here are some great items in Google's shopping list. If you are watching this video, you know about this purchase already. Nearly 15 years ago, Google purchased YouTube for the hefty sum of $1.5 billion. The actual date the news hit was October 9, 2006. That may seem like a small sum for the giant that YouTube is today, but back then, the video site had been around for less than 2 years, even if it was growing like a weed. Immediately after buying YouTube, Google went on to buy AdMob for $700 million. AdMob is a mobile app monetization company. This acquisition helped Google establish itself as an early leader in the small but rapidly expanding mobile phone advertising business. During the period 2008 to 2012, Google expanded its service by buying companies like Waze for navigation and Fitbit and DoubleClick for getting user data. In 2012, Google's biggest purchase, Motorola, took place. Google bought it for a hefty sum of $12 billion, but Motorola consistently failed to innovate after being acquired by Google. During its time under Google's ownership, the company released a number of Android handsets of questionable quality, stability, and performance that has been mired by shovelware and awful user interface overlays. Because of this reason, Google sold it to Lenovo for a big loss. Next on the shopping item list is Nest. Google bought it for $3 billion in an effort to capitalize on the development of devices and mobile software for the connected home. To strengthen its cloud analytics and data warehouse capabilities, Google bought Looker for $2.5 billion in 2019. Google's shopping history has seen it buy many big names and build on an already impressive empire, and it does not look like there is a sign for it to slow down. However, much of Google's recent purchases remain a secret. Until 2021, Google has acquired Pring and Sonics, but the prices of both deals have not been disclosed. So you have just seen all the acquisitions done by one of the largest, most dynamic, and most influential company we are ever likely to see for a long time. So what do we take away from all of this? Well, you can look at it this way: the founders of Google were two regular guys who just put their minds to what they believe, and you have just seen the result. So the next time you feel like giving up on an idea, just think about that. Keep watching for more videos regarding technology.